Inglorious, Ride to Nowhere, 11 tracks, 43 minutes, the third studio album from the English hard rock band, released January 2019 by Frontiers, produced by Kevin Shirley. 2 promo tracks have been released in Where Are You Now and Ride to Nowhere. This album comes at an extremely disruptive time for the band after 3 of the 5 members had left, and consequent press brought about some divisive comments made by frontman Nathan James. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and look it up. While there are new members in place, there are sincere doubts about this band's future, but for now we're going to talk about their latest album.
Yeah, I did not know about the struggles of the band prior to just now, and I have to say that makes a lot more sense.
Oh, okay.
For me, this felt like a little bit of an awkward listen. At times, they sort of did the 80s power rock thing, and at times they sort of laid back into more of a groove rock thing, and the whole thing for me felt a little bit awkward and directionless. They were all a bit unsure of what they were trying to do and what sort of music they wanted to make, and if they've had 3 out of 5 members leave and people come in and all the other jazz that goes along with that probably makes a lot of sense. So I'm sorry about what had happened, but at the same time it's an album that got released and probably would have been better off taking 6 months to hash everything out properly, and it probably would have been a much better album because there are some good moments on here. Freak Show was my highlight, but for mine, start to finish, it was pretty awkward. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who like Winery Dogs, Lynch Mob, and Slash, it all falls into that under that umbrella.
Yeah.
So, yeah, straight up bluesy sort of rock, not overly done in the production stakes, but captured really well. I actually, I don't know, you know, with all due respect, I don't really care what happened with the band. I thought it was a decent release.
Okay, cool.
I don't even know what happened. So there you go. So it doesn't change my view at all. I actually thought the lyrics were really heartfelt. I thought he's had some awesome harmonies, and his vocals alone were just standout for me. I really felt it, and you don't get music like that these days, you know. I thought, the dynamics was huge, you know, like the push and pull, and the choruses were big, and that's what you want. It was old school sort of writing and captured like that, and I thought, shit, I haven't heard an album like this in a while. So, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Where Are You Now, Never Alone, Queen, and Glory Days were my highlights.
I do understand what you're talking about. I do get it. I still think it's a good release, but it took me a few spins to get my head around this one properly, so I will say I do get what you're talking about. But as a general rule, if you like melodic rock with classic rock influences and modern tones, you're going to like this one a lot. It's a shame the band kind of fell apart because all the performances are good and solid and all that sort of stuff. This thing has some cool swing and groove on it. It's one of those ones that's catchy. You'll be, nodding your head, tapping your feet to this sort of stuff pretty quickly. I liked the drumming on this one. That was a really cool thing. But the rhythm and lead work complement that nicely. It's rooted in melody. You can see why with the vocalist out the front like that. Lots of space in the writing, which is cool. It allows the pieces to shine their own way on this. Sometimes the drums take the lead, sometimes the bass, then the guitar. They all get to do the push and pull in the song performances, which is like... Basically, it's the old school, what you were saying, the classic rock stuff. Not breaking new ground, but they're doing a very good job of it. Lyrics, they're heartfelt. It's about relationships for the most part as well, but it's not all ballads, not even close to that. There's some depth here and some darkness in there as well from time to time. Covers some other things, but it is predominantly done around matters of the heart. It's well crafted. The hooks are done well, both lyrically and melody-wise. Thought the panning was interesting, the production. This had some of the strongest use of hard left and right panning that I've heard for quite some time. You don't get a lot of that, but it makes sense because the producer for these guys also produced Led Zeppelin.
Oh, okay.
And so he's just taken the same approach to doing it there. It's all captured and blended pretty well. It's a good little throwback. I like the way the piano and the keys were used as dusting over the top on this one. I thought it was a little bit too vocal-centric in the mix for mine, but I understand why, because you got a great vocalist in there. I just felt he was pushed to the mix a bit too much to the front. They could have blended him back into things a little bit more to make it a bit more balanced. But aside from that, the layering and all the tones are really good. There's some nice ear candy in there, and the acoustic guitar tone on this record was fucking fantastic. The second half of the album is where you get more diversity. All in all, there are enough gear changes to keep you interested, but not enough for it to hold up well and repeat listens overall. Like I said, it took me a few goes to get it, and then once I got it, it was like, yeah, I don't need to go over this one 5 more times. I like how they closed with the acoustic track. That was a nice touch. It's a solid album, but I never got the payoff for me. It's solid, it's good, but I didn't quite... I was waiting for some crescendo to come in the album, and it didn't quite...
Could this be the time where I like an album and no one else
No,
does?
I liked it. I think if you like it, if anyone out there watches us, you may have heard of a band called Moon Kings.
Yeah.
If you like them, give this a look. That and any sort of classic rock. If that doesn't do it for you, or you want something a bit different to that, or heavier, this isn't going to do anything for you. It's solid, but that's pretty much the beginning and end of it for me. But if I want this sort of stuff, I'm going to reach for Electric Mary before I reach for this. As my personal preference.
I think there's more diversity on this than
maybe,
Electric Mary is really...
Maybe overall, but I did like it. Like, my score was good. It's just that it's a solid album as opposed to, oh my god. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I liked it. I picked Where Are You Now, Liar, Ride to Nowhere, Time to Go, and Queen as my standouts. Check it out for yourselves. Let us know what you think. Alright, shall we? Everyone good to go? Yep.
For once, I found my page.
Hey!
It's good when you only do 3 and they're all on the one page. So...
Makes life easier for you.
Yeah, for once.
Cool. So I'm assuming you've got that one.
I do. I got the first 3.
So it'll be the first 3, then you do the next 3. Okay, cool. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy does it.
Alright. Who's going first? Are you going to...
I'll work it this way still,
Yeah.
so we'll get back to
Alright,
everything
cool.
else.
Yeah, alright.